Hey everyone, Tyrone Shoes here, and today we are in Beginner's Corner, although most of you could still get something out of this. The first 8 chords that I teach my beginners are C or Charlie, G or Golf, D or Delta, A or Alpha, E or Echo, and then the minor versions of 3 of them: Echo minor, Alpha minor, and Delta minor. Now there's plenty of other chords that are no harder than these, but you want to keep the number small-ish. It's got to be digestible. You can't have too big a list, because the only way to use these chords is to memorize them. You must absolutely memorize them, so that if I say C or Charlie, even if it takes you a little bit, you know your fingers have to go, my 1 goes here, my middle finger, number 2 goes there, and my 3 goes here. Now, if it takes that long, you're not going to be able to use it in a song, but you have to learn it first. So if I say golf, you'll go, okay, this one, that one. So to memorize these things, the best thing you can do is to make the chord, make sure it sounds good. That way you know your fingers are positioned properly. Once it sounds good, take a mental picture. By the way, wrist should come forward, which will make the fingers arch, which will make it sound good. Once you have the good sound, look at your fingers, where your thumb placement is, all of that. Take a mental picture and try to never forget it. And the way you do that is by simply taking your hands off the guitar and repeating it. Take your hand off the guitar. Okay, the first few times you do it, it's going to be like, okay, 1, 2, 3. First few times you do it, it's going to look like that, right? Or sound like that. Off, on, wax on, wax off. Paint fence. Oh, that's something else. Okay, so that's a C chord, a G chord, right? Golf. I use the military words because if you're on a crowded stage, B, C, D, E, and G, they all sound the same. They all end in an E sound. So you tell your buddy, the bass player or whoever, the singer, okay, we're doing this next song, we're doing it in D. And then, oh, you hear him? He said B. Madcap antics ensue. But if you say Charlie, golf, there's your golf chord. By the way, no index finger on the golf chord. Index finger is just flapping in the breeze here. There's reason for that. It has to do with going from golf to Charlie, right? But the only way to make a chord change like that, remove, replace, remove, replace. Now for the golf chord, I'll say there's some people like putting their pinky down first and then quickly catching up with these 2 fingers. Some people like these 2 first and the pinky on last. Do whatever works for you. Eventually it's going to be all at once, but at first it's going to be 4, 2, 3 or 3, 2, 4. And if you do that fast enough, right, eventually it'll be all at once. All right, so we've talked about Charlie, we've talked about golf. Delta looks like a triangle to my eye when you're looking at the chord diagram, but you can, whatever way you choose to memorize it is fine. To me it looks like a triangle with the point being right here. That's how I see it. C looks like kind of a swoosh, These are all different shapes. The delta looks like a triangle. The alpha chord is straight across, but notice I'm fingering it 2, 1, 3. Some books have it this way, but this note is too far behind this fret. It makes it harder to play. It's easier to play if you finger it this way. And the echo chord. Now the echo minor is the same as the echo without the index finger. The alpha minor is exactly the same as the echo, but one string towards the floor, and the delta minor is kind of its own thing. But either way, no matter which of the chords you're doing, take it off, put it back on. Take it off, put it back on. Do this for all the chords, and don't give any of them short shrift. Make sure you're comfortable moving all of them. Off. Alpha minor, off. Now you can start with echo minor if you want, because there's only 2 fingers on it. That's perfectly okay, right? Notice, again, like the G, there's no first finger. And, you know, down the road, when you get to these fancy chords, I have a pet peeve about the ones where the pinky comes above the ring finger. I've never been very good at that. My fingers don't naturally do that, but there are a lot of important chords do that. So I'm going to sit there and I'm going to do the exact, not like I'm asking you guys to do one thing and me do another when I'm presented with a strange chord shape. I'm going to sit there and do it until it's comfortable, because I can't use it. Right? Right? So you have to memorize the chord shapes. On, off. On, off. I have a specific exercise that facilitates changing these chords in a relatively painless way. There's always work. There's no real shortcuts. It takes work to do it. But the exercises that I give are just that, exercises, and you won't get sick of one of your favorite songs practicing a chord change, because that's what happens a lot. I call them casualty songs. You practice something until you're blue in the face and it ruins a favorite song, because now you never want to hear it again. That's a terrible result. So come study with me and I'll show you how to avoid that. I hope you found this useful and informative, and we'll see you in the next video.